I'm sorry, Andrew Weissman, but if I recall correctly, in 2018, you were one of the people who helped write the Mueller report, and you all botched the hell out of that.
And never in my wildest dreams would I have thought we would be here. I thought we were better as a country.
Oh, yeah.
Like all these sites that have been around for creating videos and all that, like text stock videos, they're done.
That's why Canva was one of the first to get into doing AI.
What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations. 2018 Innovation Award winner, given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. 2020 Best Podcast News Award winner, given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads, fathers, and male caregivers. It's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And since 2020, we've reached out directly and indirectly to over 400,000 dads, fathers, and male caregivers around the world. And some good news, we're just telling up the reach out this year, coming to an end, 2024, and we're going to go over 100,000 again this year. So I'm really happy about that. So as always, I'd like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. We're broadcasting live on December 7th. Now, for those people who are used to watching this live, we're broadcasting a little bit earlier today because I'm taking my parents out to an event this evening. So the two queens have given me grace for us to broadcast earlier today. And for some people, they like the earlier broadcast. I ain't going to tell you who, but someone likes the earlier broadcast time. So let's reach out and let's say hello to Aisha K. Staggers and Laura Lala Key. What's going on, queens?
Hi. Man, it's been busy.
Yeah. What's been going on? What's up? What's up?
Go ahead, Aisha.
Huh? We did a girlfriend's chat this week, which is up on the Patreon right now. That was a good conversation. Actually, didn't require any editing. We really spoke our minds and we talked about a lot of different things. We covered a lot of topics. Some of the topics that we're going to cover today in more depth, because at the time there were different things going on, like with South Korea. That's going to be one of the things we're talking about today. But other than that, I have taken on what's going on in our country with the idea of focusing on my peace. So things like on the weekends and things, I am doing minimal, very, very, very minimal social media, spending more time reading and doing things that I enjoy, because there's going to be too much crazy 24/7, and we really need to do a lot more of our spiritual self, health, mental well-being, and keeping of our peace.
Okay. Lala Key, what is going on in your world?
Well, we got a whole lot going on in my sister's case. There's been more corruption exposed down in Mississippi. I am also teaching a class coming up soon for home ownership. I do, like Aisha, am like just stepping back. And last weekend was Thanksgiving, and we had a beautiful time together. My husband and I had left all social media behind, and I had a beautiful time, not even looking at it. Then I picked it up on Monday, and within the first 10 minutes, I was like, that's enough. Everything was better. Yep. So it's like, we are going to have to protect our mental very much, because this will be nonstop. And I think most of you all know that Aisha and I both feel that way. Like, we want to help give you solutions. We're not going to focus on a whole bunch of the negative, but we are going to call your attention to the things that really matter and what you need to be paying attention to. And that protects your mental.
Yeah. And if you're still on X, honestly, I advise you to get away from it and go to Blue Sky. And one of the things I can say about Blue Sky that I like is that the pace of it, I think like a lot of younger people really like that quick pace of Twitter and all these other things. I like the slower pace of the way the news cycle unfolds there, because guess what? I can walk away and not feel like I've missed anything when I go back. With Twitter, it's like, it's like a year happened in 12 hours, or a year happened in 2 hours, right? And it's like, what did I miss? What did I miss? And so people feel that obsession to keep going back and like, I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss anything. Please. I don't feel that way with Blue Sky. And so it's like life becomes much more enjoyable when you walk away from your social media obsession that way. You find things that you like to do. Like today, after we're done here, I plan on fixing myself a good meal, sitting in my recliner, feet up, playing with my sister's puppy at my feet because she likes to sit on the recliner, and I'm going to read for a couple of hours, and then I decided I'm going to listen to all the hits of 1986. No TV, nothing else on.
I love it.
Line, and that's it. Today it's 1986. The other day it was like 1996, but yeah.
Nice.
Things like that for my piece.
That's, it's interesting. The whole thing about Blue Sky. I'm just waiting to see how long it takes for the trolls to come, though.
Well,
the thing is, the trolls are there. The trolls are there. Yeah, they are there. But there is, for example, Twitter forces you to have to deal with them. Their algorithms force you to have to deal with them. On Blue Sky, you can block them. You can block lists of them. You can filter out things to the point that you don't see them. The moment I started saying add to Blue Sky over 30, add to Blue Sky over 40, I noticed a lot of the younger trolls in those fan obsession, those stan communities. I don't see them. And not only that, but you know what I do? I'm almost at 1,000 followers on Blue Sky right now.
That just hit 100.
I'm like at 920 or so. And you know what? I stay on the ones that I follow. There's a following filter there that you can just click on the people that you follow and just read the things about people you follow. I can click on Black Sky, see what's going on. I'm done there. I go to Black Book Sky, see what Black people are talking about books, and get great recommendations. And then when I'm done there, I go to Print Sky and I see what's going on there. And then when I'm done with that, I get off. Period.
Yep.
So what stopped you from not leaving the platform on X?
What do you mean? The only thing I'm waiting for is to fully download my all of my tweets. And so I have that link. So that's something I'm going to actually work on doing tomorrow. And then I'm trying to find a good tweet deleter, because you can. I want to delete them. I'm going to go back, and after I download them, going to go and delete them, because I don't want to delete them one by one. So these deleters you can either delete all at once or like 10,000 at once. But I want to do that because the thing is that this Gork thing, they're going to start programming AI on your post on X. So I don't want that.
Wow.
So and then after he does that, the next thing is that he's going to start saying that he owns your intellectual property, because he owns and that is why that's where that next that's where the next part is, when he starts doing the AI training on Gork. So that's why I'm going to do that. But the one thing I am not going to do is delete or deactivate the actual account, because that allows for someone to go in, or his trolls or bots, to take your account name and handle that people know you by and start posting as you. And like for all of us, for example, people can find our pictures online and just take that handle and put the picture and start posting like they are us. So I'm going to keep the handle, but it's going to pretty much be blank. And what I will end up doing probably is maybe just posting like one word posts, just so it looks like there's some activity, to the point that they don't delete it as spam or a bot. So I'm being very strategic in terms of how I make
very much so
because I don't trust him.
Okay, so Aisha, just as you were talking, I went in to reactivate my account so I can do exactly what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Especially a realty goddess, because and the reason I started doing it that way, Lala, is because of you. When you had said before that somebody had tried to take your stuff before, and so that's when you made sure that I was like, you know what, and as a writer, the last thing I need is for someone to start saying that that's me, and they're writing under my handle. So I'm being very strategic
Very smart.
about that. So what I will probably end up doing, as opposed to maybe even just doing one word things, when I write articles on Medium, just posting the article there on X. So it looks like I'm using it for that reason, but I'm not going to read any responses. I'm not going to waste my time reading people's things. I don't care. I really, it's that little that I care about what people say on X. And one of the things I noticed on Blue Sky is that, people are like, well, I'm not sure about how this works. The thing of it is that I've noticed the people that have stayed at X are people who have these large amounts of followers and are obsessed with people responding to them, are obsessed with people, they're obsessed with people in their interactions, and they're obsessed with their viral moments. And those people can't walk away from it.
Okay. So just to get a little bit more understanding before we go to break. So can you post video?
And I don't care about fame like that. So
can you post video links on Blue Sky like you could on X?
I was able to post things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to start doing I haven't got into it yet, but I'm going to do some more testing on that. So JJ Mars says, hey, Dr. Vibe and chat, surprised you're here early for Saturday. I'm JJ Mars. We're earlier and you're still here. So this is wonderful from Colorado to like a few hours ahead of us, but you're here. The reason why we're here is because I'm taking my parents out to an event this evening. So that's why we're earlier today. So Blue Sky, I'm going to spend some time. Actually, I have been spending the last few weeks trying to learn some new platforms. So Blue Sky is one of those things. That's what I usually like to do during the holiday season when there's less distractions. Learn some new things. Have my to learn list. So that's good. But good. All right. So we are going to take a quick little break, and bear with me production-wise. We're going to show a very special video for all of you to watch, and please take heed of.
As we enter into the holiday season, I would like to take this time to address something near and dear to my heart. As an international real estate agent since 2006, I've dedicated my career to guiding others through one of most life-significant journeys, homeownership. I've seen firsthand how informed decisions can transform lives, turning dreams into realities. But today, I want to address a deeply personal matter, one that has altered my life and the lives of countless others. Two beautiful souls, my beloved sisters, Azure and Valerie, were taken tragically from us by a drunk driver in January 2023. Their absence is a void that words cannot fill, a reminder of how fleeting and precious life is. Their laughter, their dreams, and their love for life were extinguished in a moment of reckless irresponsibility. I implore you from the depths of my heart, which is still mending, never to get behind the wheel while impaired. Driving under the influence is not just a poor decision, it's a lethal gamble with your life and lives of others. Each time someone chooses to drive drunk, they risk becoming the cause of an irreversible tragedy, much like the ones that took my sisters. In my profession, I emphasize the power of education and informed decisions. The same principles apply here. Understand the risks, recognize the consequences, and know that no destination or convenience is worth the price of a human life. There are always alternatives. Call a taxi, use a rideshare service, or stay where you are. It's a small choice that you can make to save lives, including your own. There are just too many options to make an excuse for drunk driving. Uber, Lyft, cab, friend driving you home. Just put the keys down. It's not worth it. Like buying or selling a home, life's journey is emotional and rewarding. But unlike a property transaction, some choices have no second chances. Please choose life, choose responsibility, and remember that every decision behind the wheel affects not just you, but families, communities, and future generations. With a plea for safety, and a heart full of hope, I wish you happy holidays. May your home be filled with joy, love, and peace. I'm Laura Key, the Realty Goddess. Be the light.
Impressive.
Yes.
Impressive. So everybody, please watch that. And I know it's hard for Laura or for Lala. So Lala, if you need a few moments, I can take you off stage and we'll come back to you in a minute. So, all right. Fully understood.
It is never easy at these times of year when you lose people tragically. Christmas time is even harder for a lot of people, and so people try to a lot of people experience loneliness. So they try to drown their pain in ways using things like alcohol, or people think that they're having a festive time and drink too much, and just the driving is it's just something that you just really shouldn't do. I always say to people, there's no place that I need to get to that is that important that I need to risk my life. I thought about that last night. Actually, last night as I was driving home, my daughter was in the car with me, and I'm like, people were trying to speed past me. This is at night, and as it is, I was doing a little above the speed limit, so I was like at 70. But people were speeding past me at 85 and 95 miles an hour, and I'm like, usually when that happens, I'm like, where is there a police officer when you need one? Well, last night, I was like, told my daughter, I said, see that police officer right there with their red and blues on is why I am driving the speed limit. This car came through, zipping through on the interstate, zipping through cars, speeding, and that police officer chased them. And honestly, they were still chasing them when we got off the highway.
Wow.
And so you really want to be careful with that. There was a guy here recently, I think about 2 weeks ago, young black man, who had to turn himself into the police because he got caught and they couldn't catch him. He was doing 126 on the interstate.
How much?
126.
Whoa.
And yeah, and so I always, it's people are driving faster and faster.
Mm-hmm.
Cars, it's easy on the interstate. I find myself sometimes, and I tend to have a lead foot sometimes.
Okay.
But I find myself going, and I'm like, my God, how did I get up to 85? I'm like, no, this doesn't feel right, because these cars, first of all, I grew up and my first cars were always manual. So when you drive a manual car, you have a little bit more control over how much gas is going and how fast you're going. You have better control over your speed than you do with automatics.
Yeah.
And so it's just, with the drinking, I want people to be very careful in the drinking and driving over the holidays. And also, if you are lonely, if you're feeling stressed, depressed, please reach out. I had a friend that I went to high school with, grew up with. 10 years ago now, he committed suicide on Christmas Day because he was just so lonely. He'd lost his mother, he'd lost his sister. He felt like he had no one. And Christmas Day was his birthday. And that night he jumped off a roof of his building. So just those two things.
You okay, Lala? You told me that you're back. Okay, good. I just want to also share that not everyone has a good time during the holiday season. Mm-hmm. I guess two little quick stories. I lost someone very, very close to me a long, long time ago. And the holiday season for a long time was a very, very, very difficult time for me. And it's still in some ways is a very difficult time for me. And then you never know what other people are going through. I was at an event about 2 weeks ago. It was a really cool event. It was called a Connecting for Change dinner. And the person who holds these, she only invites 12 people. And and most of the people didn't know each other, but she just knew that they were the right people through word of mouth, etc. And she has 2 tables of 6, and you get served a 5-course meal. And the chef is cooking it basically right in front of you.
Wow.
Very cool. But she has a theme for every dinner. And the theme for this one was about care. And she said, asked the question, one of the questions she asked us is, how do you show care? What does care mean to you? And our table, it sits, we went in on that for like an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, and there was 6 questions we were supposed to cover. We only got through that one. And all about care.
Wow.
It was really I'm still talking about it because it was just an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Amazing experience just with people you don't know, and all people doing great things. But one of the ladies there is from the Middle East, and she was sharing how she is lost in the Middle East, I think Lebanon, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This year, 15 friends and relatives.
Wow.
That's almost just way too much to bear.
When she told me that, I couldn't comprehend it. That's just whoa. But so, during the holiday season, there are people, and I think I'll say the more I hear of people hurting, the more people I hear are hurting.
Yeah, and you know that saying that hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
So, sometimes you have to be mindful that people who are hurting you, it's a projection of their own pain.
Yeah.
100%. All right, let's see if we can you turn the energy a little bit here. Okay. So, as Aisha mentioned earlier, Girlfriends Chat with Aisha, Jill, and Lala. Check out a Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Primetime Saturday store is here. Join the Discord group. So I hope, ladies, I've been posting a little bit more in Discord lately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the other thing that we have to stop doing is we have our private chat. We post more there than we do on the public part.
I'm doing on both. I'm
trying to do that because I go in and I forget that the stories that I'm posting and we start having these conversations, they're not public. So we have to start doing that. That's my commitment.
No
for
problem.
the new year to do more is to be more mindful of that we're posting on the public one.
There we go. Subscribe to the Dr. Sometimes we have that drop every once in a while. So subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Just today, past 1,620 subscribers. Yes. So let's get to 1,630. I like to go small increments, and then follow the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram to advertise your business, product, or service on the show. Please email me at dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. And also coming up on December 21st, it'll be our last show of the year. We're going to do an Ask Us Anything with these 2 queens, and hopefully we're going to invite 1 or 2 more queens to ask us anything. I am excited about that. Haven't done one in a long time. So, with all that preamble, let's get to some conversation pieces. This is a hot one. Walmart's new Love Jones commercial with Nia Long and Lawrence Tate has some black folks furious. Who wants to start on that?
Well, if you haven't seen the commercial, it's kind of like a Love Jones Part 2. Basically, their characters married and their child videotaping them doing this gift exchange. But the reason that black folks are mad is because Walmart, the same week that they do this Love Jones commercial, and also, mind you, have another Christmas commercial where they are using the Temptations' I Wanna Love I Can See song, Walmart has pulled back on their DEI initiatives in response to backlash from the Trump administration and MAGA and all those folks. And so while capitulating to pressure from the right, they're also over here still wanting to pocket Black folks' money. That is basically the long and the short of it.
And the thing is, they just rolled back DEI, all these things, and now here they are acting like that. Oh, we are loving everybody. They are not. And here's the thing: I want to explain something that has happened. When people found out about them rolling back the DEI, when our community, the Black community, found that out, they really did put a dent in Black Friday. The foot traffic definitely went down over the scheme of things. And people really started seeing that once we really do this, it impacts these companies. And so I can tell you right now that I already know that I have 10 friends who has said never stepping foot back in there again.
Yeah.
And they mean it. And there's also a really good app that you can download on Android as well as
iPhone,
Apple,
iOS.
Yeah, but it's called Goods Unite Us, GUU, and you can go on and you could put in a company, and it will tell you their political leanings, or if they don't donate at all, or if they just don't speak on that. So it's really showing an impact. It's not just with Walmart. These companies are going to try. If the Black dollar was not important, they wouldn't be doing these type of commercials and putting these ads out to get your business back. I tell you to stand firm. Walmart will never see a dime from me. There are many other companies as well that I will not do. Home Depot, and I just heard Lowe's. Planet Fitness. Yep, people are canceling Planet Fitness. And check this one out, because we talked about this, I think, in our Discord, but and on girlfriend chat. But believe it or not, Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Los Angeles, Trump supporters. Yeah. And now they're trying to backtrack. And matter of fact, no one can even determine if they're still a Black-owned company. I seriously doubt it.
I don't think so either.
They were in so much financial trouble. They had filed bankruptcy. They closed the Pasadena store. And so quietly, I do believe, because it still shows the same gentleman's name, but quietly, I do believe that he sold it off. Because if you look at their commercials and you look at their social media, it's a Hispanic family that's always posting and doing things there. So when they got called out on that, there's been a lot of controversy about that, because honey, ain't nobody going to the hood for no Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. I'm gonna tell you, I'm from LA. I'm in LA. I don't go there without my husband. I don't go to any of those without my husband. Not there.
Lala, what you're saying is oh my gosh, it is so amazing. I downloaded that app after you shared it with us, and have gone through, have shared it with my family. My family's downloaded it. This is something that we're going to have to do collectively as Black people. These people want to pull back on DEI initiatives. Basically, it's not just about selling products to us. It's also about hiring us, having us in positions of power, decision-making positions, having us at the table when you do advertising and marketing to our communities. If you're not going to do that, if you're basically going to say, we don't want your brain power, but we do want your dollars. We don't want your, we don't want you as part of our culture, our business culture, but we want your money to build a business culture that does not include you, then we need to start taking our dollars to those companies that do appreciate having us. And that also means, you know what, having to break it down, bite the bullet, and spend a little bit more in buying Black. And then also demanding that Black-owned businesses, when they get our business, treat us like good customers that will be repeat customers, because that's another complaint sometimes that people have with Black people have with Black-owned businesses, is that they don't feel valued as customers. So yeah, we're going to have to take a step back and look at how we now invest our money, where we invest our money, and and that we are being included in the culture and not as an afterthought because they want our money.
And it's so easy. I'm sorry. It's just so easy to do a little bit of homework now that you have these apps that are easy to do. Like here's an example. Like after all that happened, after this blew up on TikTok, because it was a TikTok creator, Epicurus Creations, who called them out about it. She's from LA and she reverse engineered their recipe and gave it to everybody because she was like, since y'all want to play with us, this is what we're going to do. And within a day, Roscoe's had to turn off their comments. And then they had nerve enough to contact her and say, well, that ain't going to taste as good as ours anyway. And just so you know, our business is up 20%. How you know your business is up for 20%? She just posted it yesterday. So if you don't think that you have the power, I'm telling you, you do. And when we unite this power, it is a strong thing. Don't get weak, because you can get weak because sometimes, Walmart's prices are just a little. Well, why are Walmart's prices just a little? Because they don't care about their employees. They don't care about what they're doing. And this is a shame, honestly. When it first came out, remember, everything was America, everything made in America. And then the kids took over and now everything's in China.
Yeah.
You can do this. There are many places that you can go. Even try Etsy. Etsy itself is actually a good company to shop from. Go find a small business, because they actually have sections that say Black-owned business.
They sure do.
You don't have to have things overnight, guys. You don't have to. You just got spoiled.
Yeah. And this is the other part of it too. Remember this part about Walmart too. While they're not including us with their exclusion of DEI practices, they're trying to market to us. They told us already, you're trying to save pennies. They already told you that they're raising the prices because of the tariffs. Because remember, they get the majority of their goods from China. So you won't be saving anything by going to them. If they're saying they're going to raise their prices already, you might as well just go to Target.
Yeah, who is definitely a good place to shop. But I want to call to your attention something else, okay? Don't just get caught up in the fact of where you're shopping. Because you see, when you go to Target, when you go to Walmart, you're also buying other products. So what you want to do is look up the products that you use every day. Are they supportive? Are they not? Is it time to you to switch brand? You know, I'm willing to give up about a notch worth of toilet paper if I find out that my favorite toilet paper people support Trump. I'm sorry, it is that serious. And I'm really sick and tired, because I've had people tell me this week. You're going to lose friendships over politics. Baby, we on a different level. On a different level right now. You keep telling me that I'm unfriending you because of your No, baby, I'm unfriending you for the principles and the morality that goes behind that. So no, this is a different level. This isn't just me not liking you because of politics, because I can disagree with you over politics. It's when your hate stands behind that. Right. I cannot have you in my circle.
Yeah. And I agree, because guess what? It'd be different if you said, oh, he's going to do this with the economy. He's going to do this. Guess what? He didn't have any policies for you to say that this is why I support him. You voted for a convicted felon, which if it was a Black person, you would not vote for that convicted felon. You voted for a racist and you voted for a rapist. So I am happy enough to say that I don't have any friendships or any business connections or network with anybody who supports that person. I try to stay away from those people as much as possible. And you know what? Even more so, I don't shop in those towns. Because Connecticut is really pretty much a blue area, but there are pockets, of course, of red places. And guess what? I don't go to those places and spend my money. If I drive down a neighborhood in the town and I see nothing but Trump signs, people still have them up. You know what? I'm not spending my money in this area.
All right. I just want to bring it back here. JJ Marr says, I've tried in the past to confirm the actually number statistics on the corporate committed these organizations have with the Black community. The information is hard to confirm. He also says corporations doctor their figures all the time.
Well, here's where you have to go through. You have to go through the EEOC. because they collect all that information because the information you want to know is not just about who's spending money there. You want to know who they're hiring, who their employees are, who's in the corporate part of that. And these are things that they honestly have to report, because remember, they get tax breaks and incentives and things behind that. People obviously file their taxes, and so they're able to aggregate that information well. The ACLU also keeps really good tabs on these organizations and these businesses. So it's about where you get the information from, because on their web, you're not going to get it from the company. You're not going to get true information on their websites, but you can get it from places like the ACLU, people who have sued to get the accurate information. So be mindful of that. So it's hard to find, but there are organizations that work very hard at getting the true information.
And you also have to still be very, very careful, even when I'm telling you to get down to the nitty gritty with companies, because there are a lot of people who won't put their face up, but they'll put a lot of Black products up, and they will pretend like they are one of the community, and they are not. So it's worth the digging, because once I find a really good one, you better bet I'm sticking with them.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
All right. So JJ Marcia says the Community Reinvesting Banking Act years ago is a prime example about corporations doctoring their figures. Do you feel, because of the trend in political, social in America, is this one of the best opportunities for the Black Americans to align themselves with each other and use their economic force for change?
Yes. I absolutely do. Because here's the thing. We are going to see over the next few years, let me back that up. White America, specifically white men, are very scared about 2030. 2030, there are projections out there that the numbers will flip and you will have a 52% minority country and a 48% white American population. And so, being aware of this, they intend to spend these next 4 years rolling back as much progress from the prior millennium as they can. And you're going to see a bigger rise in conservatism. You're going to see 1980s level Reagan era conservatism on steroids over the next 4 years. And what they're going to do with that is try to erase all the progress, because the problem is that they are scared. And not only are they scared of these numbers, they are afraid of, and I get this from just what they say, and just watch what they say, read what they say, and just think about it. They really honestly are afraid that all these people of color, all these communities that they have marginalized, are going to do to them the things that they have done to us the moment the numbers shift. That is why all this stuff behind the abortion rights, that's why this is such a big sticking point for them. When that dude said, "Your body, my choice," that's what he's talking about. It's my choice, because I don't want to be a minority. Because guess what? We know how we treat minorities in this country. Yeah. There's that part. You have them just yesterday, Supreme Court, they were trying to talk about gender affirming care for not just people who want to have that for their life choices and how they want to live and present themselves, but also too, there are therapies and treatments that people use for other reasons. I thought about that, and I was thinking about that, and I'm like, gender affirming care, what happens when people have children that are born with genitalia of both genders? Because it happens. The
They
parents
act like these things don't exist.
Right. They act like these things don't exist and don't happen. So what you're going to see a lot of in this country over the next 4 years is this rolling back. And when he said make America great again, they are trying, and he said the 1700s, they're trying to get back to that, because for them, that was a glory time. You know, they had all the power, all the people of color, all the marginalized people, they knew their place. And so as we are looking at that, we have to figure out ways to combat that over 4 years. And I think this mobilizing our financial power and our political power is one way to do it. The other way to do it is by keeping our peace and not engaging in the drama.
Don't
Because
engage.
the one thing that they love to see, they love to see us squirm. And the more that you confront them with with drama, without the drama, is it's going to make a difference. What was that I told you and Jill the other day, Lala, about the thing that we need to do is to not show anger, but just show indifference?
Yeah. Oh, I can't think of the exact words, but it stuck with me because that's when I kind of had a shift of feeling, because right now there's just so much anger going through me because I feel like I'm in a constant battle. But if you show that to them, then you're feeding into the madness.
Right.
And I can't think of what your exact words were, but they were.
I know. I'm trying to look through my phone right now.
Listen to girlfriend's chat. Go listen to girlfriend's chat.
But
you're going to
yeah, but I had texted to Jill and Lala about how we need to approach these next 4 years. Like when white people try to get a rile out of you, showing indifference and that you do not care. You don't have to tell them that you don't care, and don't kill them with kindness. Just be like, okay, and because the thing is that they want the attention. They want to send people who are used to centering themselves don't know what to do with themselves when you tell them that they're not important to you.
Right. They lose their mind.
Lala, I know you're very passionate when it comes to finances, real estate, etc. What are some suggestions you can make to Black Americans and maybe just Black North Americans in regards to focusing on their economic power in the light of changing social political times?
This is what I want you to do, because they can't defund everything as quick as you think. It's going to take some time for them to get through some of these things that they're going to defund, which, by the way, Musk has decided to stick his nose into ACLU as well, which he has no business there. But here's what you need to do. There are many down payment programs that are nonprofit. You need to make sure that you go, and all you have to do is Google down payment assistance for home ownership and put in your county, put in your state. And then if you're interested in buying a home, then you need to contact them immediately so that you can get the assistance now, so that you can put your foot in a property. If that means you only can buy a studio condo right now, I urge you to just do that, because once you put your foot into one piece of property, you can launch into it later on. It may mean you may be a little squeezed for just a little while, but if you can get yourself on some property and even go in with someone, maybe buy a duplex where someone buys one side and you buy another. One thing you don't know is you can buy up to 4 units with an FHA loan. So, hey, maybe you and four other family members can get together to buy a home with down payment assistance. That's where I want you to start. If you're looking for home ownership, start with the down payment assistance programs immediately, not February 2nd, not March, now. Because a lot of the times, if you start now and you get your foot in the door, even if you don't buy a property this month, you still allot for that money that's in this year that has to be spent. So I want you to do that now. I actually have on my blog, on my website, and I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but I'll find it and get the link so that we can put it up. A list of places you can go for each state for down payment assistance.
I'm definitely going to do that.
Yeah, before we get to our next comment, some best practices over the next 4 years for Black consumers. Any thoughts, any suggestions? Because again, you've got the Walmart stuff. You're suggesting don't shop there. Any suggestions before we move on? Because we could spend the whole rest of the show chatting about this. Just off the top, any suggestions for Black consumers?
Spend more of your time cooking at home. You'll save a lot more money than going out to these restaurants. A lot of these restaurants that you spend money out that you don't think of, oh, I'm going to run to McDonald's. McDonald's was one of those corporations that was on that list. Okay. So you've got to be more mindful, things of that nature. Like Lala said, grow patience. Patience is going to help you with a lot of wading through this. If you can't get that book that you want to get until next week, fine. If you're that impatient, you know what? Go to your public library and ask your public library for an interlibrary loan, because they can get it from another branch to you within a day or two. And so do those kinds of things rather than going to places like Amazon and things like that, where these people don't mean us any good.
I saw the Lala finger and the flash of her eyes. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, don't forget, guys, you know what? If your neighbor is growing vegetables and you are doing eggs, or you have something, our craft, you can barter. Don't forget, that's how we used to run things long ago. That's not dead. If someone start a community garden in your area, someone got a green thumb, let them do it. Help them buy the seeds that you can share. You also can do that with meat, guys. I know some people are vegans, but I want to refresh you. Even as I was growing up, my parents would go in with 3 other families, and the Jewish community does this all the time. Buy a cow, buy a fish, something, buy a sheep, and then you would share into that when it was time to do that. So you need to now take yourself back to the things that we used to do, that we've gotten so comfortable with us not doing, and now go back to the basic principles.
Yeah. You know what you just said about the family buying? My family and like 2 other families, when I was growing up, they were, my father's good friends. They would go and they would buy like these there would be like these markets that would sell these packages of different things, and it would have it'd be like maybe $300, right? And they'd all go in and split that up among the families, because it would like, for example, the meat would be a big thing, because they would have different parts of the cow. Everybody would just split that up, and that really is a good practice to get back into. I think the thing is, if they want to go back to certain things, we need to go back to certain things that we used to do as a community. And I think that is where we're going to make the biggest impact. Is if they want to go back, fine, we can go back too. But guess what that also means? That also means bringing a lot of our intellect, our buying power, and our things back home. Because remember, when they wouldn't sell to us and they were nasty to us and all that stuff, what do? We had our own stuff. Or we had our own way of doing things.
There's no better time. And look at this. So some regulars from the evening time of our Eastern time, our show, are here. Dr. Tachi says, hello all. Hello, Dr. Tachi. Yes, you're probably saying, what are you guys doing on live now? There's a reason why. Well, there's a reason why. Fitness IQ Cam says, hola. So this is good. And actually, on my morning vibe show, I had Wayne Harris, who's a financial educator, talk about consumerism and Blacks. So people should check out that, because we went in on that conversation yesterday. Yeah. And Soraya Machado Powell says, yes, get rid of Costco's and Sam Club too.
Oh, one more thing. People, try and pay off your credit card debt as much as you can. As much as you can between now and the end of January. And the reason I say that is because remember that piece of legislation that Joe Biden got done, where they reduced the late fees to $8, $7 and $8. That is one of the first things that they are going to try and get rid of. Why? Because the companies that benefited from charging you $35 and $50 for late fees on your credit cards are their friends. Period.
Yep. And I want to make a correction. Costco and Sam's Club, they are on the good list.
Yeah, Walmart doesn't own them anymore. Walmart used to own them. They don't anymore.
Okay. And Lala has been so kind. She has she's sharing a resource. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'm gonna put in the comments and on the screen. I'm gonna put it. So what is this resource you're sharing with us, Lala? What is it?
That is a list of down payment programs for each state that I know of. That doesn't mean that it's a comprehensive list, because sometimes down payment assistance programs goes down to even neighborhoods, but it will at least get you started, because if you go to the main ones, you can also end up finding more resources for down payment.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, since I'm multi-purposing here, I'm going to just show that link up on the screen right now for everybody. And plus, I'm going to share it in the chat on most of the platforms that you're watching this live on the replay.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't have a chance to make it a short link.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So, hey, Laura Key's in it. That's the most important thing. That's the most important. No short link. Branding. Come on, you know that branding. All right. So let's. Oh, this is. And I know we're on a little bit early, but be it like. Dr. Tachi, we're on early. Yes, we're on early because the two queens have allowed me to take my parents out to an event this evening. I got the queen's permission. So that's why we're on early. But there still will be prime times tonight on at 7 p.m. too. Not live, but okay. And Dr. Tachi, of course, says, may the universe punish them. Dr. Tachi is so just like, the only thing that could be better is if she was live saying that. But she has such great vernacular. Dr. Tachi. All right. And she goes, Soraya says, I meant for families to shop together at Costco and Sam's Club. Wonderful. Yeah. Sarah, I'm all with you. All right, you got to come back more often. You're bringing it happen. And JB Mar says it would be great if Black communities had our own farmers like markets and not for food items.
Okay,
we
so
have the ability to do it.
No. I have this idea for creating a digital space for this kind of thing back in 2011, and I couldn't get anyone to help me or to sign up for it.
Okay, Aisha, I'm volunteering.
Okay, we need to chat offline about that then.
It was in the virtual space I wanted to create. There's a PBS has this virtual space of the civil rights movement, and you can go and do all these different explorations. I wanted to create it like a virtual mall experience online that people could go to, where you could just shop Black. And it wasn't just, you can get like because there are Black spice makers, there are Black furniture makers, all those kinds of things that you need. I wanted to create all that space.
100%.
And I went to several different people.
Let's chat about this offline. Yeah. No, seriously. Yeah. And I know that the intelligent folk that we have online here, would you want to help us with that? Would you like to join it? Because I think
sign up for this. Email Dr. Vibe for the Discord. We will create a Discord channel to discuss how to get the ground.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Honestly, I think that the space of it. The problem is that we know that all these things exist, but there's not one market space for them to go and offer special discounts and have Imagine if you had that. If that was live for a Black Friday.
We're gonna start this.
Right.
You and in our private chat, we're gonna give a name for it. We're gonna start putting that out there. That's a event. And the nice thing is, it's not just North America based.
And that was my other thought too, is that it could be international.
That's the Lala Yin.
I'm in.
I think this is a beautiful idea.
I mean, people could sell life insurance and insurance that people need. Lala could do real estate. I mean, there could be all kinds of things. It could be a one-stop service where Black people could find everything that they would normally go shopping for out in their communities online by Black people.
I'm already thinking of names, but we'll chat about this off. I love this. I love this.
And I already had a name, and I actually already had a name for it.
No, don't give it out.
I won't.
Thank you.
I'll tell you, and I'll tell you the reason why after.
Okay, well, either after or in the Discord, but so definitely, I think we'll have this up definitely within the next 2 weeks. And when we have it, I'll just like we'll make an announcement on the show that's closest to this being started up. We're good. All right. Man, I don't even feel like doing another show. This is this is so good. This is so good. So you see what happens, family? Take the anger and channel into something, right? Walmart wants to take advantage
action
and challenge and create something out of it. That is.
I also want to say something about this commercial that I want people to realize. A lot of the times, these commercials are recorded many months before the holiday season. So at that time, these two actors, Nina and Lorenz, they probably didn't know that all this was going to happen. So please do not slam the actors. They are doing their job.
Okay,
this could have been done way back last year.
I'd like to know I'd love to get their feedback on
I would like
the current environment. What they have
Dr. Tati, what you know.
Well, ladies, thank you again for being on earlier today. Now you have some more time to rest after getting all that energy out. But as always, want to thank.
I'm looking forward to going to listen to my music list with my wine and my popcorn.
It's Christmas movie journey for me. I'm on Christmas movie number 21.
Oh, wow.
I guess I'm gonna start tomorrow. I found a bunch of TV Christmas movies with Black characters made by Black people. I'm going to do that all holiday season.
All right.
I like a nice Black rom-com.
All right. Well, want to say, as always, thank you very much, ladies, for taking the time to hang out today. And as always, we want to give you the opportunity to share with what's going on in your world by links. First up, the Key Lady.
Yeah, I made it really easy for you, but I actually have put up some really new freebies for you.
I have some of them.
Yeah,
I've got right now. So what's it? We got this.
Yes, we've got that. That is my store, and I do have a lot of Black ornaments and Christmas items for you there. I even have a Black baby Jesus. So if you want that on your tree, please go to my store. But also the new year is coming, and I have free budget planners and things of that nature to help you get your finances in order. And you can get that just by going to this one little link, and it's all lowercase, bit.ly/Laura Key Info.
What's this Roots and Riches?
The Roots and Riches is to my store, and I just put some new stuff up.
Okay, good. But also there's this.
Oh, that's right.
Well, you see, I know more about you than you do.
Listen, guys, everybody's talking about, should I leave the country? Should I, and it's a possibility. Open your horizons. But I put together this simple little quiz for you to help you get your juices really going and thinking about, am I prepared to do that? Because there's one thing to say that you're going to do it, and there's a second thing to do it the right way. And you must do it with the right mindset and knowing your limitations and what you need to do it. So this quick quiz will tell you where you are in the process. Are you ready? Are you almost ready? Or heck yeah, let's go. And then it gives you some ideas on what to really think about before you do it. I also have a full video on my YouTube about moving abroad. There you go.
Okay. And you also provided this today.
Yes, down payment assistance. Go do it, because you know what? You never know what they're going to do with these programs. We already talked about who he's putting in over HUD. The first thing they're going to do is try to get rid of money, whereas Harris says she was going to give you $25,000, but no, y'all didn't want that. So listen, y'all need to go to the nonprofit organizations and see who offers down payment assistance. This link will take you to my blog, and it's a breakdown for every state, including DC and Puerto Rico and Hawaii. They're all in there.
Okay. Now, just because you got away with everything, there's also a shout out to you.
It is a shout out to me.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it up here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna find it. Oh, there we go. Just Tornado says, I haven't seen Lala since Periscope. I'm happy to see her.
You found me again. Oh, wow. That makes my heart so happy. Thank you so much. I missed that platform so much. Hopefully Blue Sky will get the hint and pick up the hint, and we'll do it there.
Okay, so I think you've dominated the screen for long enough. It's time for Aisha Case Dagger. Go ahead.
Oh, you can find me on Blue Sky. If
Yes,
not,
let me just put it up here.
Yep.
There we go.
You can also find me in our Discord.
Yes, definitely. So thank you so much. And let me put myself up. Like, we don't dominate the digital airways anymore. Like Lala's got it locked down, man. Lala's locked it down. So a few things. So as always, want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in today. If you want to touch base with me, there are all the places here on the screen. Website, the drvibeshow.com, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, The Dr. Vibe Show. Instagram at The Dr. Vibe Show. That's THEDRVIBESHOW. X/Twitter, Dr. Vibe Show, or DRVIBE. SHOW, and then email dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. You can also catch me on Blue Sky. There you go. That's where you catch me on Blue Sky. And also, you can watch replays of this epic conversation on the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and also the Dr. Vibe Show website, the drvibeshow.com. And let's do some other things before we sign it off. Let me just do this right quick. So as always, girlfriends chat, catch Aisha, Lala, and Jill Jones at Patreon. The link is there. It's also in the comments section on most of the platforms, whether you're watching live on the replay. There's a link for Primetime Saturday Show Store. Join our Discord group. If you haven't joined, even more now, and we've got another Discord group coming. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Please subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. If you've done that already, thank you so much. If you haven't, if you're up to it, make it happen. Share the information out with people that you feel would benefit from this. And like the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram to advertise your business, product, or service on any of the platforms that we're at. dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. And again, coming up on December 21st at our regularly scheduled time, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and Ask Us Anything. So we've got Aisha, Lala, and we've got hopefully some special guests coming in. So as always, thank you everybody for watching live on the replay. It's appreciated, not taken for granted. Dr. Tachi says, such a great conversation. Dr. Tachi, can you make yourself available for the 21st? Please and thank you. Calling you out in a good way, by the way. All right, let's do it this way. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions, aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect, and just don't manage your time, manage your energy. And always remember to give yourselves grace. God bless, peace be well, keep the faith, and walk good.